Hello, welcome back. This is Jeff Fried, creator of 3dmagicalmessages.com, and we're going to go through the last step, step 4 today. And if you look on the screen here, you'll notice the buttons have been rearranged since the last time of the last video. This will be in another video about how to use some of these buttons here. But right now we're going to first of all, we're going to go into open a project. I created a project for this, and we're going to go ahead and just download this project. All you have to do is click on the View Project. You can download the animated GIF right here. This is what we're going to be making. And so we can just download the project by clicking the View Project. And it's going to populate everything in behind the scenes. And after it does that, it pops in with this, as you can see here. Now, we're on step 4 automatically. Anytime that you open up a project or a remix, it'll drop you right into step 4. Step 1, 2, and 3 are already done, and step 4 is just your final step. And this is so that if you're in this step 4, you could automatically know that you can go ahead and download this particular application, this particular 3D flip right away. So when you get to step 4, there's the tips and tricks over here, and then you might want to browse this. But when you're going through step 1, 2, and 3, you can always check it out on step 4. So let's say you're on step 2 and you want to know, and you're building it out, and we're not going to be building this today. I'll show you how to do this another time. But then then you might want to look at your message B, which is right here, and you just click on that, and it'll show what message B has in it. If you click on anything that's black, it'll turn blue, and that makes it editable. So you can edit it and change it to whatever you want. And then you get the same thing when you go to step 3. You can go ahead and edit these just as well. Now we're going to go back to, and then of course back here in step 1, you can change out the shape and then remix it that way with a different shape. We're going to go back to step 4, and if you haven't saved yet, you will always want to save. I'm going to go ahead and save again because I've already gone through a few things, but if for some reason you change something, you can come back here and save it or save it as. The best thing to do is always save it every time that you do something, simply because you want to make sure that you don't lose it in case the software crashes, or you get a step away from your computer and it times out or whatever. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the save button. This is what it looks like when it saves. It does it in a little animation of what your 3D flip will look like. And then over here on the side, you can see in the background that it's working on the saving everything. This could take anywhere between 10 to 30 seconds, depending on how much stuff you have going on in the scene. After you save it, you can go ahead and review some of this. Up here will be your shape what type of shape you have. This is a different type of shape that I downloaded. That's another subject we'll talk about. And then down here you have 3 check boxes. The first one is side A, so I can turn off side A if I want to, so I'm only seeing side B. So side B, message B is showing, or I can turn them both off. That's simple. But once you turn them on, the nice thing about that is that you can kind of get an idea how the message will look like once you make it in your 3D printer. Now I'm going to go ahead and pause it for just a moment, and then you can see that it has a third button called backer. This goes around in the outside. This is for in case you don't want to, or you want to have a colored backer or something. I recommend always using black for the main color, but you can use other colors if you want, just by clicking on these, just to kind of get an idea what it looks like. And we'll get to these colors in just a moment. So I'm going to go back to black, and then when I choose backer here, it opens up this where I have the shape color, which we just went through, and then I can choose the backer and change the color to that. So I can make the backer a different color so that I can kind of get a visualization of what it might look like if I choose a different color when I'm 3D printing it. And then when you, what I recommend though is most people like to use the black with the white. It just gives a better contrast with the 3D flip, making it look more more apparent where you can see the animation better. I'm going to turn off the backer right now. And then if you look here, these colors can be changed. You can go in here and it says right here, double click. When I put my cursor over it, it says double click to edit the color number 9. So I just double click that, and then I scroll down a little bit. This is the preview color here, and this is where I can choose a different color. So if I want to make it red, I can go ahead and do that, or I can use the eyedropper, or I can find a different color altogether. And then once I do that, I come back out and then I just save it. And now it's saved red, and it's up here too. Now this is you can make your color palette any colors you want, and if you ever want to reset it back to the colors that I put in there, I call it my factory colors. You just hit this reset, and it'll go ahead and reset it back to the colors I have in there. And then we have a play button down here where you can go ahead and start the play again if you wish. And then these reset, we just talked about that is for different thing here, because when I pause it, let's go ahead and pause it. And if I put it, I can tilt it by just dragging this here, just to kind of get an idea of what it looks like in different spots. And then when I want to, I can hit the reset and it'll come right back to the middle. Same thing with the animation speed. When I have this playing, I can go ahead and slow it down, or I can speed it up, to a faster speed. That's just for your purpose of in case you decide that you want to go ahead and see what it looks like at a distance. You can do that here by just clicking here, and it'll move out to a distance. These are all designed to make it so that you can get a different variations of what it looks like when you're doing the flip. Down here we have your export credits, how many credits you have left, and when you get down to 0, it will give you the option to reload and put more credits in. And then when you choose the download, what happens is it'll build out these. This is the whole package. This will come with the animated GIF, the STL for the main, and then the backer, the STL for the backer, and then a PDF just to kind of talk to you about the best way to print it and so on. And it'll tell you whenever you do this, whenever you use this, you use up one of your credits. Now you do have the option to individually download those 4 things. So in case you have already downloaded this package but you want to change something, you can come down here and export just and you already have the backer. You don't need to download the backer again, but you do need to export the magical message again. You can do that here. Now this will also use up another credit though. So this one here and this one here, anytime you do the main message, it uses a credit. The backer never uses a credit. You can download the backer again if you wish right here. There's no problem with that. And then the animated GIF, there's never a concern with credits there. And then the PDF that we talked about. And at the bottom down here, this has got the export dimensions in case you just have some curiosity about what you have that you're downloading. You can kind of look at that. Now, one of the things I do want to mention, that when you do the saving and you want to open this same project up, you can go up here and open it up in the drop down and go into My Projects and open it up here. So for some reason, if you saved it and you had to leave or whatever, you can always come back and renew your project right here. There's no limit. This is unlimited. You can put as many projects as you want. And when you do your projects, I do recommend that you build out your categories, and so that it makes sense. And play around with this. with the shapes and the so on, and how to select things, how to delete it. If you hit the new project, it'll take you back to the beginning, and you can see that you're back to the beginning. However, the step 2 and 3 probably will have the shape still in there. I mean, you'll have the icons still in there. Oh, no, I guess not. They don't always come in. Sometimes you'll find that they'll be in there. Don't worry about that. You can come back out of that. Well, if you have any other questions of anything, let me know. My email address is up here in the 3D Mag Mess at gmail.com. But the best way to get a hold of me is to go into Settings, scroll all the way down to the bottom, and then at the bottom there's a place right here where you can send me a message, and just and I make this priority. I try to get back to you within 24 hours. If sometimes even sooner than an hour, depends on how busy I am with something. Thank you very much for stopping by. We look forward to seeing your remixes, and have a great day.